one of digital finance's foundational assets. Its full potential underutilized. XRP. The time has come. Its dormant power awakens. With FXRP, your assets move beyond holding. Stake, trade, borrow, compose, flare.
Do you think that this will be mainly retail facing, or do you think that your products and services that you're curating will be more institutional enterprise adopted?
So there's a very large amount of institutions sitting on very, very large amounts of XRP. So, whilst I think retail will be important, I think really the very large slugs of XRP that come into Flare will come in from institutions.
What powers Flare's FAssets? Flare turns XRP into a DeFi-ready asset through FAssets, unlocking new ways to earn and interact. FAssets bring non-smart contract assets like XRP into DeFi, securely, scalably, and with full custody retained. But what powers FAssets? When XRP is brought onto Flare, or minted as FXRP, it's backed by more value than the original deposit that it represents. This is known as over-collateralization. It protects the system and ensures FXRP is always secure. FAssets are powered by Flare's native oracles, which inherit the network's security. Today I'll show you how to mint and redeem your FAssets. First, open the minting dashboard using one of the links below. Then click Connect Wallet. Choose your preferred wallet connection. For this demonstration, I'll use Bifrost. Click Wallet Connect. Select the networks you want to connect to, then click Connect. A QR code will appear. Scan the QR code and confirm the connection in your wallet. Once connected, you'll see your current FXRP position and pool information. Click Mint. Make sure your XRP address is connected. Click Mint FXRP, then select the number of lots you'd like to mint. You can go with the pre-selected agent or choose another one. Review all the details carefully, then click Next. Confirm the FLR reservation in your wallet, followed by the XRP deposit. You can now close this window. You'll see a pending transaction listed below. After a few minutes, the minting process will be complete. Your FXRP balance will update, and the transaction status will change to Finished. To redeem your FAssets, click Redeem. Select number of lots to redeem. Check all the numbers. Click on Next. Confirm the transaction in your wallet, and wait a few minutes for the process to complete. Refresh the page once done. Finished. Once you have FXRP, you can put it to work across DeFi apps on Flare. This is called composability, using one asset in multiple ways. FXRP can earn yield, be used in lending and borrowing markets, combine with staking to create STXRP for even more earning opportunities. To recap, FXRP, powered by over-collateralized economic security, trustless cross-chain verification through Flare's oracles, and composability, transforms XRP into powerful capital for DeFi.
The first set of things that you'll be able to do on Flare is just like classic DeFi. Put your XRP into a DEX, Uni V2, Uni V3 kind of DEX, which allows you to earn LP rewards. That's a very simple, basic thing. The next level down is lending. So you're able to effectively lend your XRP to people, or borrow dollars against your XRP, for instance, or borrow Flare against your XRP, stake it, and get the Flare rewards, the Flare drops, which I think is pretty interesting, aspect. But probably the critical flywheel of DeFi on Flare, XRP DeFi on Flare, will be what we're calling staking through Firelight, which is built by an institutional partner. And that allows you to stake your XRP, pretty low risk, in order to secure services called actively validated services. And you receive their token in the same way that you would if you were staking, any other stakeable token. So you receive their token in order to provide value for network security for ADSs. And this is pretty interesting aspect because you stake your XRP and you get a LST, a liquid staked token. So you get an LST of XRP, which you can then go and do other interesting things. You can borrow against that LST. You can borrow Flare, boost your yields by getting the Flare drops, and all of those kind of things. So quite interesting verticals. We're also onboarding neo lending protocols. These are very different to the existing lending protocols. These allow you to essentially participate in a pool that is managed by a professional entity that effectively curates your risk. This is starting to get into the territory of regulated sort of DeFi. And then really the last thing we're very interested in having is a basis traded stablecoin. So this is a stablecoin in which you deposit XRP, you get a stablecoin, and then they take that XRP and they effectively create the stablecoin by hedging out the delta. This is the way that the token XRP moves against the market. They hedge out the delta in futures markets. And they can do this either on-chain through a perps market, or they can do it off-chain through a centralized exchange.
We're mostly involved in, DeFi and interest in DeFi. Testament to that is Flare's DeFi growth over the last, let's say, 6 months, which has really exploded. And so suddenly when you get very, very large asset in like XRP, you'll be able to use it across those DeFi offerings, one of which is Firelight, and probably, which I think will be one of the biggest use cases of XRP, not just on Flare, but anywhere.
Hello, my name is Hugo. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Flare. I'd like to introduce you to a product that I think will become one of the largest use cases for XRP over the next months and years. And that is the ability to stake your XRP, retain long-side exposure, and earn a yield. And the protocol is called Firelight, and it's powered by Flare. Firelight is a staking platform built on Flare by the highly experienced DeFi professionals at an entity called Centaura. We will go through what it enables in more detail in a moment, but the key thing to understand is it allows you to use your XRP to secure services, which we call, creatively enough, Secured Service Networks, SSNs. These services can be built on Flare, on XRPL, on Ethereum, on Sui, or wherever. So it's broadly chain agnostic. When your XRP is staked, you receive a liquid staking token that acts as a receipt for your staking position. And you can use it in DeFi on Flare or potentially elsewhere. And it's always simple to exit the liquid staking token back to get your XRP back on the XRP ledger.
Firelight is here to reshape yield generation in DeFi, starting with one of the biggest tokens, XRP. With FlareNetworks FAssets bridge, dormant assets can finally unlock their on-chain potential and enter the world of DeFi. Firelight is a liquid staking protocol designed to unlock value for XRP holders. How does this all work? We'll launch across 2 phases. In Phase 1, stakers deploy their assets into a Firelight curated vault. In return, they receive a liquid staking token called STXRP. They can use this token across FlareNetworks' DeFi ecosystem to earn rewards. They will also receive Firelight points, which is a way to track participation. Phase 2 expands to multiple tokens and vaults. Stakers secure economic services like on-chain insurance, Oracle bridges, or payment networks. This earns them fees and points, whilst contributing to new DeFi projects. With institutional-grade backing by Centaura and Flare, we're starting with XRP and rewriting the rules to scale the future of DeFi.
Hugo, how much DeFi do you think is going, with the DeFi ecosystem within XRP now starting to expand, how much do you think is going to be unlocked just this year, in the last few months of this year?
I mean, I'd like to see Flare at 5 billion XRP by mid-2026. Don't know about the last period of this year. Market's a bit volatile, but I'd like to see Flare at 5 billion XRP.
5 billion.
The middle of 2026.